Ladies and gentlemen, Kenneth Smith, the boyfriend of Breonna Taylor, filed a civil suit against Louisville police and the city. And I don't blame him. Everything that he went through watching his girlfriend get murdered right before his eyes and all of the events that happened and the blank police report, these people are pathetic. So I'm glad he lawyered up and he's getting ready to do something about it. Good for him. So this is NBC News. Breonna Taylor's boyfriend files civil complaint against Louisville police and city. Yeah, can you imagine? This trauma is going to stay with him for a long time of what he's gone through. So this is September 1st, 2020. The boyfriend of Breonna Taylor, the Louisville woman killed in a hail of police gunfire during a late night raid earlier this year, filed a civil lawsuit Tuesday against the city and department. Kenneth Walker has already sustained lifelong trauma, still fears harm from those who consider him a danger and seek to take away his freedom again, according to a complaint filed by his attorney, Stephen Romans, in Jefferson County District Court. Louisville Police Sergeant Lamont Washington told NBC News they do not comment on pending litigation. The county attorney who represents the city in civil litigation did not immediately respond to requests for comment. A spokeswoman for Mayor Greg Fisher declined to specifically address claims in the civil complaint. We have not seen the lawsuit and cannot comment on the specifics of pending litigation. Fisher, director of communication, Jean Porter, said in a statement, but as the mayor has said, Breonna Taylor's death was a tragedy. Justice, peace, and healing is what is needed for her loved ones, and for our community. You're full of crap. Taylor and Walker, a former EMT, were in her apartment just before 1 a.m. on March 13th when plainclothes officers with the Louisville Metro Police Department arrived to execute a search warrant in a drug case. Remember, it was a no-knock warrant. They refused to answer when we yelled, "Who is it?" Walker told reporters Tuesday on the courthouse steps. 15 minutes later, Breonna was dead in a hail of police gunfire, and I was in police custody. Roman said the defendants have to be held liable for the botch raid. They said there's drugs there. There's no drugs there. They said there's money there. There's no money there, Roman said. Everything that they said about this was false. And yet, no harm, no foul, no, there has to be consequences. The two believe the apartment was being broken into when police busted through the door, according to Walker and a previous lawsuit, Taylor's mother, Tamika Palmer. Walker grabbed a gun and fired, shooting an officer in the leg. He had a license to carry and kept firearms in the home. Taylor was unarmed, according to the lawsuit brought by Taylor's family. That's when Kenny heard the police yell at him, and that's when Kenny realized the police were the perpetrators, according to the Tuesday civil complaint. Although Breonna's life tragically ended that morning, Kenny's nightmare had just begun. Walker was initially charged with attempted murder, but the count was dropped. And it was Judge Olu Stevens, ladies and gentlemen, that dropped this whole thing and got him out of jail. He had no business being there in the first place. The charges brought against me were meant to silence me and cover up Breonna's murder, Walker said. For her and those that I love, I can no longer remain silent. One Louisville police officer involved in the shooting, Brett Hankinson, was fired. The two other officers involved were reassigned while an investigation is ongoing. They should have been fired. They should have been fired, because all three of them did discharge their weapons while they were at Breonna's apartment. Even though charges were dropped against Walker, his lawyer feared the authorities could still go after him. His entire life has been changed, said Frederick Moore, another one of Walker's lawyers. Not only is the love of his life gone, but let's also talk about the potential psychological effects of being shot at, that many times in the dark, and to the trust or the lack thereof now for the criminal justice system and how they treated him. Taylor's slaying and the death of George Floyd while in custody of the Minneapolis officer has sparked a summer-long series of protests across America, calling for police reform and other actions against systematic racism. Well, good for him. I'm glad he's lawyered up and he's going after this police department for what they did, because we all know they have never been properly punished. And we know in America, when it comes down to us, they don't want to punish these cops. It's very obvious by now. But at least he's lawyered up. I'm glad he no longer has any charges on him. He shouldn't have had any charges on him in the first place. And I don't know what the hell any place in America has a no-knock warrant. Get out of here with that crap. It's just another excuse for killing people, and there's no accountability at all. And there's still conflict with the people that live at that apartment complex. They said they never heard the cops announce themselves, and the cops are claiming they did. And I don't believe they did either. All right. It's not like it's one more than, it was just one other person that said it. Multiple people that lived in that complex said those cops never announced who they were when they were at that door. And I believe them. And of course, the cops are claiming they did announce themselves, and then they turn around and produce a blank police report. Who is supposed to believe you already? The protests are going on because your asses refuse to do the right thing. And as long as you won't do the right thing, people are not going to stay out of the streets. You're the reason why they're out there. These politicians and these police chiefs and everybody, you won't do your job. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.